Vallabha Girivaradhari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Yamuna Tira Vanachari
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram.
Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada.
Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I shall now try to explain about the great personality of Bhishma. Bhishma is one of the 12 Mahajanas. Mahajanas are the ideal persons in the universe. They are very, very great personalities, and their life is exemplary for everyone else. And it is said that if somebody wants to understand what is dharma, they can only understand from a Mahajana. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhayam mahajana yena gatassa pantha. This is the Vedic injunction. So you can understand dharma only from Mahajana. And there are 12 Mahajanas, beginning with Brahma up to Yamaraj. So Bhishma is one of the Mahajanas, 12 Mahajanas. So Bhishma was born as the son of one king, Shantanu, and his wife Ganga Devi. So the history is that the Shantanu was captivated by the beauty of Ganga and he wanted to marry her. So Ganga Devi agreed for the marriage on the condition that the child born will be thrown into the river Ganga. She is personification of the river. But still, this Shantanu Maharaj was so captivated by the beauty of Ganga, he simply agreed for her condition. And every time a child was born after the marriage, Ganga would take the child and put it in the river Ganga, just newborn child, and the child would perish. So Shantanu was observing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. When the 8th child was born and Ganga as usual took the 8th child also to cast it in the river, then Shantanu stopped her and said, "No, you cannot do this, you cruel woman." So Ganga then left Shantanu with the child and went away. So anyway, Shantanu Maharaj, he raised his son. This son is Bhishma. So when Bhishma was a little grown up, then Shantanu, he is without his wife, he became captivated by the daughter of a fisherman, Satyavati. Her name was Satyavati. Of course, she was the daughter of a fisherman, but she was exceptionally qualified. So Shantanu wanted to marry her. He approached her father. The father found out, oh, this Maharaja, he is a great king. My daughter will have a very nice life when she marries him. But he was already married and he has already got a elder son by that marriage, the first marriage. So this is second marriage. So second marriages are not given so much importance in the Vedic culture, because the child born of the second wedlock will be a stepson. So then it will not be so advantageous. So the father of Satyavati, the fisherman, he refused Shantanu that I won't marry my daughter to you because you already got an elder son. So Shantanu said okay, and then he came back, but he was dejected. So Bhishma found out my father wanted to marry through the chariot driver. He found out that this father wanted to marry that fisherman's daughter, but fisherman refused. So Bhishma went to the fisherman and identified himself as the son of Shantanu and said, "Oh, you have refused my father, your daughter in marriage. So I assure you that I will not become the king. The son born of your daughter and Maharaj Shantanu will be the king, next king, will inherit the kingdom, the position of the king. So then the fisherman began to calculate, okay, now you are forsaking the claim for the throne, but what about your son? You will get married and then your son, he will be having the claim for the throne because he is the eldest son of the eldest son of the former Maharaja. So then my daughter's grandson cannot continue to be the king. See how much calculation this fisherman is doing. And that way he said, no, I'm not interested in marrying my daughter to your father. So then Bhishma decided at that very moment that he is going to remain a Naishtika Brahmachari. He is a young person, about 20-22 years old. At that young age, when everybody will be looking forward to a nice married life, entering Grahastha and enjoying life, Bhishma decided to give up the prospect of marrying itself. He said, I'll remain a brahmachari, I'll not marry at all. So then there will be no question of my children claiming the right to rule the kingdom. So then all the devatas from the heavenly planets, they began to shower flowers. And actually his name was not Bhishma in the beginning. His name was Devavrata. So when Bhishma made this vow, in order to facilitate his father to get married to the daughter of that fisherman. So then the devatas, in praise of Bhishma, they showered flowers and declared, here is a person making a very, very great vow. Bhishma means one who makes a great vow. So Bhishma was making this vow to remain a brahmachari rest of his life, Naishtika Brahmachari. So then Bhishma came home and told his father, he arranged that his father gets married to Satyavati. The fisherman agreed then, okay, my daughter can marry the king. Remained a brahmachari, he doesn't have claim for the throne. So, but still, you see, after Satyavati's son, Vichitravirya, he was married, and before he could beget children, he actually died untimely. So then Satyavati arranged that Vyasadeva will beget children through the queens of Vichitravirya, and that is how Dhritarashtra and Pandu were born. And a third son also was born, who was the third son was born from the maid servant of Vichitravirya. Formerly, the kings used to have maid servants also, who would be treated sometimes very affectionately by the king and given almost equal status as a queen, but not actually occupying the position of a queen. So this maid servant was a very fortunate lady that Vyasadeva begot one more son through this maid servant of Vichitravirya, that is Vidura. So the three sons of Vichitravirya, they are considered the sons of Vichitravirya only. This is called Devarena Sutotpatti. Devar means father, husband's brother, younger brother. So Vyasadeva is also son of Satyavati before her marriage with Shantanu. Vyasadeva was conceived by Satyavati through Parashara Muni. So Vyasadeva conceived children for Vichitravirya, Satyavati's son, on the order of his mother. So then Dhritarashtra, Pandu and Vidura. Then Dhritarashtra, because he was born blind, he could not inherit the kingdom. So Pandu inherited the kingdom after Vichitravirya's death. Then Pandu actually died very young. So the children of Pandu, the 5 sons, they were very, very young. So they could not immediately occupy the throne after the father's death. So they had to wait. In the meantime, Dhritarashtra became the caretaker king. But Bhishma, being the grandfather of these children, the Pandavas and the Kauravas also, he was very affectionate towards especially the Pandavas because they lost their father at a young age. So he was very carefully raising the children in the palace. And Kunti, his daughter-in-law, Bhishma's daughter-in-law, Kunti Devi, she was a widow. So she was also taken care of by Bhishma very nicely. So Bhishma was very affectionate to the Pandavas, and the Pandavas were very, very righteous, very religious minded. But the Kauravas, especially Dhritarashtra, because he wanted his sons to become the rulers, so Duryodhana plotted to kill the Pandavas. And Bhishma came to know about this. Then he was trying to protect the Pandavas and Kunti also, along with Vidura. Bhishma and Vidura, they protected the Pandavas and also gave protection to Kunti Devi also. Then he was trying to protect the Pandavas. Bhishma in this way actually was very affectionate towards the Pandavas. Though he had nothing per se, he did not have any
the 3 sons
feeling of
they are considered the sons of Vichitravirya only.
Partiality towards the Pandavas, but just because Pandavas were put into a position like that, he was very careful in raising the Pandavas and protecting them against the atrocities committed by Duryodhana.
Is also son of Satyavati.
So then when the time of battle of Kurukshetra came,
Vyasadeva was conceived by Satyavati.
that time, you see, Bhishma took the side of the Kauravas. Why?
Conceived the children.
He should have naturally taken the side of the Pandavas. But why did he take the side of the Kauravas? That is because Bhishma considered his duty to fight on the Kaurava side because the Kauravas were maintaining Bhishma. Actually, Bhishma was independent. He was not dependent exactly on the maintenance given by Dhritarashtra. Because Dhritarashtra was the caretaker king. In fact, Bhishma only installed Dhritarashtra as the caretaker king. Even though Bhishma is the eldest, he had taken a vow never to occupy the throne to Satyavati. Therefore, he did not occupy the throne, even though he is the most eligible and the senior most personality. But he thought that I am being maintained by Dhritarashtra, so when the Kauravas are asking me to fight on their side, I cannot refuse, out of gratitude for the Kauravas. So he fought on the Kaurava side, but still something very interesting happened during the battle. When the battle was being fought between the Kauravas and Pandavas, at a certain stage, Duryodhana, he went to Bhishma and said, "You are fighting on our side, you are the greatest warrior in the whole battlefield of Kurukshetra, because most experienced general, Bhishma, very, very powerful. In spite of that, how is it that the Pandavas are still not vanquished? So many days have passed of the battle being fought." So he Duryodhana kind of insulted Bhishma that you are not fighting with full strength, you are
most
trying to
extremely
show some
general,
favor to the Pandavas.
Very, very powerful.
So Bhishma felt
spite
very
of that,
insulted. He
he said
became
that
angry
Pandavas is
against
still not
Duryodhana.
vanquished.
Immediately he took a vow. Next day in the battle,
So he
Bhishma said,
kind of
all the 5 Pandavas are going to be
insulted
killed
Bhishma that
by
you are
me.
not fighting
And taking this vow, he prepared 5 special
strength.
arrows
You are
with which he is
trying
going
to
to
show
kill
some
the
favor
5
to the
Pandavas.
Very, very powerful.
So Duryodhana was very happy
But,
at this
he
in the way
thought that
the Bhishma
he
reacted to
intended to
Duryodhana's insult. And Duryodhana said, let me keep it safely, these 5 arrows. Tomorrow, when the battle is just about to begin, I will hand over to you. So Bhishma said, okay, keep it very safely. So Krishna is Paramatma in everybody's heart. He knows exactly what is going on everywhere. So Krishna knew that Bhishma is determined to kill the 5 Pandavas, and he's prepared 5 special arrows. So at the end of that day, when Bhishma had taken the vow, immediately after that, Krishna called Arjuna and said, go to Duryodhana and ask from Duryodhana the 5 arrows which Bhishma has specially prepared and kept it safe, and Duryodhana is safekeeper of those 5 arrows. Beg from Duryodhana those 5 arrows and bring it to me. Krishna sent Arjuna. So Arjuna went to the opposite camp. Of course, the principle of Kshatriya dharma is that the battle will be fought only between sunrise and sunset. After sunset, nobody will fight, nobody will take any weapons or kill the enemy, nothing like that. So they mix freely, and they are more or less in a friendly mood. They will interact with each other. So when Arjuna went to Duryodhana's camp, Duryodhana received him very nicely. Yes, what can I do for you? So Arjuna said, Duryodhana inquired, do you want the kingdom without even fighting? I am ready to give you if you want it. So this is actually an insult. Duryodhana is insulting Arjuna that you people are not capable of actually fighting and winning this battle. So if you are begging for the kingdom, I am ready to give you. So Arjuna said, no, I am not come to ask for the kingdom, and that we are going to fight and take it from you, win the battle and get the kingdom. But I have come to ask something else. What is it you want? Duryodhana asked. I want the 5 arrows that Bhishma has prepared, and you are safekeeping it. So Duryodhana could understand, Arjuna is asking for those arrows. He said, okay, take those arrows. He took away he gave the arrows, Arjuna took it and brought it back. Then Bhishma came to know that Arjuna has come and taken away the arrows. So in spite of that, Bhishma assured Duryodhana, even if those arrows which I had prepared are not there, I am not going to spare the life of the 5 Pandavas tomorrow. I have given my word. I promise to you, Duryodhana, I am going to kill the 5 Pandavas. So like this, actually Bhishma took a vow, and next day Bhishma was fighting very fiercely, and Arjuna's life was in danger because Krishna is the chariot driver of Arjuna's chariot. Krishna saw Arjuna's life is in danger. Bhishma is attacking and he's going to kill. At any moment Arjuna will die. To protect Arjuna, Krishna decided he is going to take a weapon and attack Bhishma and kill Bhishma. Though Krishna had made a promise that he is never going to actually take any weapons in the battle. So Krishna broke his own promise simply to protect Arjuna. Krishna will do anything for his devotees' protection. He is willing to do anything. He will do everything possible. And of course, he is Supreme Lord, but still, So Krishna took up a wheel of a chariot and went to attack Bhishma. When Bhishma saw Krishna is coming to kill me, he said, what better death can I have than at the hands of Krishna? Bhishma simply surrendered to Krishna when Krishna came to attack Bhishma. So then Krishna did not kill Bhishma, he simply wanted to stop Bhishma from attacking Arjuna. So when this happened, then the battle stopped for that day because Bhishma surrendered. So when someone surrenders, nobody will attack that person anymore. Then both sides stopped after Bhishma surrendered to Krishna. Both the sides stopped fighting for the day. So in that way, Bhishma's role in the battle is over now. After Bhishma, Karna was supposed to take charge of leading the Kaurava army on the next day. So Bhishma retired after that. He did not fight after that day in the battle. So Bhishma, after that, he was waiting for an auspicious moment to quit the body. Bhishma had a benediction from his father that he could quit his body at any time he wanted to. He could choose the time. Yogis generally, they choose an auspicious time to quit the body so that they can transfer themselves to the planet they desire to go in their next life. Yogis can do it. Those who got that siddhi. So Bhishma was blessed with that siddhi by his father. So he decided to quit the body at an auspicious moment. Uttarayana Punyakala it is called. So he was waiting for that Uttarayana Punyakala, and in the meantime, the battle got over. The Pandavas won the battle, but there was a very big massacre. 640 million soldiers were killed in that battle. So Yudhishthira became completely affected by seeing the number of dead warriors. He thought, just for me to become a king, such a mass killing has happened. So I am the most sinful person. I am the most sinful person. Simply because of my desire to be the king, so many people had to die in this battle. So he thought that it is very, very, he has become implicated in sinful reaction, and for this reason he was considering that what is to be done now, and he went to the battlefield to see the number of dead people, and he saw Bhishma is lying on a bed of arrows. As a warrior, Bhishma decided that he should not lie comfortably. See, a warrior wants to quit his body fighting in a battle, in a righteous battle, dharma yuddha. So Bhishma wanted to remain on a bed of arrows. Austere condition. He had accepted austerity to quit his body. Also, austerity means detachment from the body. Detachment from the body, not attached to the body. So Bhishma was lying on the bed of arrows. So Yudhishthira, along with his other 4 brothers, went to Bhishma to pay their last respects to the great general. So Bhishma received the Pandavas very, very affectionately, very nicely. Looking at the Pandavas, he was very happy that the Pandavas won this battle because their cause was just. The Kauravas were dishonest. They tried to kill the Pandavas by unfair means, by cheating them in the gambling match, sending them to the forest, etc. So many atrocities the Kauravas committed against the Pandavas. So Bhishma was very happy that the Kauravas were defeated and Pandavas won. So he thought it was justified for the Pandavas to win this battle. And when the Pandavas came, he received them very nicely. And Yudhishthira inquired from Bhishma about dharma, because Bhishma is the greatest authority. And most importantly, Krishna wanted to glorify Bhishma, because Bhishma is Krishna's pure devotee. Krishna wanted Bhishma to be glorified. So, Krishna wanted to show my devotee, he is in the most uncomfortable position, such an austere condition. He is lying on a bed of arrows and he is waiting to quit his body at such a time when Yudhishthira is inquiring from Bhishma. Bhishma is going to instruct Yudhishthira perfectly. His consciousness is unaffected by lying down on the bed of arrows. His consciousness is unaffected. He is in perfect consciousness. So this is the position of a pure devotee in this material world. A pure devotee, whatever may be the condition of the body, he is always situated perfectly in Krishna consciousness, aloof from the body, detached from the condition of the body. So Bhishma instructed, and when the time came to quit the body after finishing the instructions to Yudhishthira, then Bhishma actually prepared to fix his, withdraw his attention from all other subjects and fix it completely on Krishna. And Krishna, out of his kindness, was present in front of Bhishma Deva so that Bhishma could actually quit the body thinking of Krishna. Bhishma offered beautiful prayers that is given in the Bhagavatam in the 9th chapter, the 1st canto, and Bhishma quit the body taking advantage of completely fixing his attention and consciousness on Krishna at the time of death. But Bhishma also chose the most auspicious moment to quit the body. So due to both the reasons, Bhishma was actually completely liberated. He went back to Godhead. But primarily Bhishma was a devotee. Yogi is just to teach other yogis how to quit the body at the auspicious time. But actually at heart Bhishma was a pure devotee. Bhishma is a pure devotee of Krishna. So as a pure devotee, he simply fixed his mind on Krishna when quitting the body. But as a yogi, he chose the most auspicious moment to quit the body. So both the ways Bhishma was eligible to go back to Godhead, and he went back to Godhead. So any questions are there? I will take one or two questions. No questions? Okay, stop. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.